Hello there! Name's Tricky Cypher. Now that three-tailed fox that runs the channel is doing pretty good as of late. That wasn't always the case though. Like many reviewers, he was pretty cringy when he started out. And I'm not talking about his first couple of videos as Tricky. Oh no! We are going further back. Back to when that Grey Pegasus was still in charge. He used Movie Maker to edit and he thought his headset mic sounds good. Join me on this journey of cringe and suffer.
Hey Peck, have you seen the new episode? I plan to review it with you. Is it a Starcrow? Yes, say hello to the mortal Coronis.
Winter is coming! Winter is coming!
Where and why did you get a Starcrow? And what's up with the Winter's Coming line? It's not even May. What is a crow doing here?
Caw, caw.
What? Once you were a beautiful woman and lover of Apollo, but you cheated on him, and after a crow told him that, you were killed by his sister Artemis, but later you were placed among the stars in form of a crow due to regret?
Caw, caw.
Oh, you were just a crow that the gods liked. Well, wanna be my pet? And that's how we met. Fascinating, so you were able to talk with our constellation up there. Yeah, you would be surprised how funny Lepus is.
All ponies must die!
Oh yeah, I once marathoned Game of Thrones with her, ever since she only uses quotes from the show to talk. Okay, and why is she here now? Because we are going to review a pet episode. Don't you have a pet to bring along for this occasion as well? Well, I do have a half gorgon. I think that counts. Ha ha. If I weren't a mortal, I would die of laughter.
Let me give you some advice, bastard. Always remember what you are.
Not helping Coronis. You know, starting to like that bird. Of course you are.
And I'll fly until the end of the sky. So I'll be the one who doesn't have to say goodbye.
So, thanks for the memories. Quite an episode, right, Peck? Yes, it was really entertaining. I might add it to my favorites. We start things off with Rainbow Dash getting excited over the coming winter, as it is apparently her favorite season. She talks with Tank about her winter plans and how much fun they will have, while we see the rest of Ponyville preparing the land around them for winter, including a small callback to Fall Weather Friends by featuring the running of the leaves. Aren't the leaves supposed to be gone by this point? Ponyville has been slacking off, apparently. Or they hold several races over the season to remove leaves. Peck, what are you doing? Nitpicking. Cannot stay too positive on an episode, no can we? Whatever. Rainbow notices that Tank is somewhat slower than usual, a fact Twilight does not seem to notice. One would think that Princess Know-It-All could guess that Tank is going to hibernate. I mean, even Pinkie knows it as soon as she sees Tank. Well, Twilight probably just didn't notice what Rainbow Dash was talking about, and Pinkie Pie has an alligator, remember? Okay, Gammy does not need to hibernate, but alligators do brumate, which is similar. So it makes sort of sense that Pinkie recognized it before Twilight does. However, since Twilight cannot give her any answers, Rainbow Dash has to ask Fluttershy, and honestly, Fluttershy really shines in this episode. It is really nice to see how confident she is when it comes to her knowledge about animals. She actually seems to enjoy explaining things to Rainbow Dash. However, since she does not like the answer, Rainbow wants to ask a real reptile expert, referring to Spike, since dragons are some sort of reptile, a statement Spike is seemingly offended by. Well, it's a racism joke, but I think it works. However, Spike claims that dragons do not hibernate, which is not really true if you think about it, since that was basically the conflict of Dragonshy.
Where are my dragons?
Oh, come on. I hated the story arcs in the show. They never went missing in the books. Rainbow Dash keeps denying the fact that Tank needs to sleep, becoming angry when her friends try to confront her about it, with probably one of the best faces in the entire show, but at last somewhat accepts the fact that he needs to hibernate when it's cold, so she jumps to the obvious conclusion that she just needs to stop winter, with a grim smile, another runner-up for best face. I would like to say that she acts out of character, but that would be a lie. Rainbow Dash can be a greater drama queen than Rarity. Rainbow likes to take things to the extreme, positive or negative. She is not just a bit nervous in the Young Flyer competition, she is desperate. She does not just like the attention of being a hero, she gets so full of herself that she becomes obnoxious. She does not just like daring do, she is a fangirl. She does not want to see a friend go, she tries everything to keep him there. And if it's okay for Twilight trying to stop time, I think we can tolerate Rainbow Dash trying to stop winter. After that, we meet an unnamed Pegasus, clear skies, open skies, and fluffy clouds. I think their scene is comedic gold. It cracks me up every time I watch it. We see Rainbow starting to make all their work undone while they are discussing about the confusing names, and we get to see this episode's song, accompanied by a montage of Rainbow Dash's attempt to stop winter. This song is pretty good, but I think Rainbow Dash can do better. However, for what it's supposed to do, it gets the job done quite nicely. Rainbow Dash realizes that she cannot stop winter all by herself, so she plans to sabotage Cloudsdale's weather factory. She sneaks in. Starting to see a few more parallels to It's About Time. Remember, Dash, this is a sneaking mission. Rainbow arrives at the winter lab, and it appears that snowflakes are made by hoof. Does it make Snowdrop canon? Probably not, but I wanted to point it out. So Rainbow Dash decides that the most efficient way would be to destroy the water resources, which is sort of inefficient when you think about it. They would need one day max to refill them. Well, everything went according to plan, and the sleepy tanks caused things to go out of control, destroying high-tech equipment and forcing Twilight to say a certain line.
Sounds every pony. Winter is coming.
Winter is coming! Winter is coming!
Brace yourself. Twilight's Darkle, Princess of Ponyville and Warden of Friendship, is coming. So this malfunction causes Ponyville to be covered with probably more snow than it was supposed to, and a crushed Rainbow Dash. We cut to Rainbow's home where friends come to cheer up. However, Fluttershy bluntly says that her winter will be petless, and while it might seem a little bit harsh, she argues that Rainbow Dash needs to let it out to deal with it. As someone who likes to suppress his feelings a lot, I can only agree that she has a point. I don't know how many times in my life I just refused to talk with someone about my feelings, and matters got worse until I was able to let things out. So yeah, I can relate to this episode quite well, and again, I have to praise Fluttershy. She is presented quite strong and knowing in this episode. When you think about it, usually we see a bunch of animals, or at least Angel, in the house, but not in this episode. One can assume that most of her animals are hibernating or going south. She knows exactly how Rainbow Dash feels. She probably came to terms with those feelings years ago, and when you consider what kind of relationship Fluttershy has with animals, it was probably harder for her. That is another thing I have to praise this episode for. They went with Rainbow Dash dealing with this problem. It would have been much easier to make this a Fluttershy episode, which would most likely flanderize her character, a problem people like to see in Fluttershy episodes in general. But instead they went with Rainbow Dash, while making Fluttershy an experienced advisor who already dealt with this pain. After we see everyone cry a little bit, we see that Rainbow Dash somewhat accepted it, ready to bury Tank to let him hibernate, but sitting next to him to read a good night story, ending this episode showing that she might have accepted it to a degree, but most likely will need further time to let it go.
Let it go, can't hold it back anymore.
I suppose you watched Frozen with her as well, right? I guess that was inevitable. So, final thoughts. We had a great episode with a lot of fun and a well-done moral. Did excellent with the concept of loss, especially that one could exchange Tank has to hibernate with Tank has to die far too well. I mean, Rainbow Dash literally buries him in the end, so it's not even subtle anymore. But it did so in a family-friendly manner without actually killing off anyone. This episode took the risky route by focusing on Dash. It pays off surprisingly well. It was hard to find anything that really bothered me. One might say that the episode could have used more or less comedy. I for one think that it was the right amount of comedy and drama mixed together, doing so better than last week's episode. But in the end, this is my personal opinion.
You know nothing, Myth-teller.
Stupid bird. I am Pegasus, first of the Pegasi, and I'm Myth-teller. Thanks for watching.
Sly as a fox, you got me under your spell. But you know I'll never tell that I know you know so